I decided to make this video to show you how to disconnect the pins from the stock ECU secondary air pressure sensor housing. The previous video was kind of hard to show you in the car because of the angle of the camera. So I'm going to show you how easy this can be done. All you need to do is have a set of these screwdrivers. You may have one lying at home. This tip is good enough to do it. Okay, this is extremely easy to do. So I'll start. First of all, remove this front face. Pick at the edges. There's a tab there, and it'll almost just come right out. Okay, remember to save this. Now, see the pins here, right? Each one, these metallic square pins or sockets, they have this plastic tab that's actually holding them in place. As long as you get a screwdriver which is small enough to fit into this slot here, as you see if I'm pushing it down, you see it, the plastic tab is actually moving upward as I put it in. Okay, and all you gotta do is put it in and pull on the wire on behind at the same time, and it'll come out. But first, you gotta take this purple guard off because it locks the cable in. So just loosen this thing up again with the same screwdriver. Okay. This could be a little tricky, but it will come free. A minute. Okay, see, that is free, and even pop the other side out as well. Okay, so now it's semi-free. You don't have to remove the whole thing. Okay, it might be a little hard to remove the whole thing in the car. So what you do is you get that purple guard out about this far, and what you can do is now look at the pin, look at the tab. I'm going to put it in, and you see I've lifted it. See, it fits in there and lifted. Now just hold the plug with the other hand, with one hand, while you have the screwdriver in there, and pull on the wire back gently at the same time. And you see, I pulled it out. Okay. Now once you get all the other pins out, putting it into the new housing is equally as easy. So, and it doesn't require any additional tools. This is the pin, the housing that comes with the X-Form unit. Okay. Now the only thing is to put it in. All you need to do is take the pin and put it into the hole. What you have to notice though is you see there's a big hole and there's a small hole. Okay, the big hole is where the pin will actually fit into, and the small pin, the small hole there, is actually the release lever. So if I open this up, you'll see this very clearly. So again, there's a little lock on the side. You just pry it up. This should come free without much trouble. There. Okay, you see each one has a locking tab. Okay, now which way does this pin actually go? So if you look at this pin, the square end of it, okay, there is a small hole there. That's where the connecting pin will actually fit into there. But you see this metal side, the thicker metal side and the thin metal side. The thick metal side it's going to go towards, it's going to be touching the tab. So when you put this into the back, you're going to flip it over like this. So the bottom with the thick part of the metal will be touching this tab. So we insert it through the back like so. Okay. As I push, you will see it goes through. Okay. It has to go in straight. It only goes one way or else it gets stuck. Okay, so we go look at this. You have it like this, okay, where it's like that, perfectly straight, and we put it in. Push it through. As you can see, I click and it locks. Okay, that's the only way that it goes through. Now, do you have to remove this cover to stick the pin in? Yes and no. Okay. Sometimes these can be manufactured with a very tight tolerance, and as you're sticking the pin through the back, if this cover is on, sometimes it will get in the way and this locking tab will not actually be able to get pushed upwards. So it's always best to remove this cover before you stick the pin through the back. Okay. Now once you're done all the pins, you can put this cover back on. But let's finish the other pins. So basically, when we're converting this, 6-pin socket to this 5-pin that comes with the X-form, you want to get the cables still in the same position. Okay, if you look at the top of this one and you look at the top of this one, you want to maintain the order of the pins. Okay, and for the X-form unit, you have to maintain the pins on the bottom 3 sockets. Okay, so when you're moving it, the black cable of course goes into the bottom socket here. Okay, and the other 2 cables, the red and the one with the red yellow stripe, goes in the middle. Okay, so let's remove the middle one first. Lift up. I like this small screwdriver. I can put my finger on top of it and pull. There we go. And the last one, put it in. Okay, I'll put my finger on top of this and hold it like this, and I'll just wiggle and pull it. There we go. Okay. Now the bottom 2 pins, remove those 2 because they will go into the to the remaining pins. Okay, so let's not do this. Let's not confuse. Okay, so here, the 2 pins I removed, one is the one with the yellow stripe, and that goes right next to the black cable. Okay. Okay. And the one with the red wire goes right next to the one with the stripe. Okay. There you go. Now 2 remaining wires. Let's pull them out. Now these 2 wires at the bottom, they're not going to be used by the X-form unit, but you need to remove them regardless because you need to take the housing off, right? So put this one in. Okay. Okay. In. Boom. Okay. Now these 2 wires again are not going to be used. So I just stick them back in. But now notice, best practice for electrical, any type of electrical work, is follow conventions. Okay, so on this vehicle, it's always power, ground, power, signal, ground. So the white one has power, okay, 12 volts. So we'll just insert it on the rightmost. Okay, this is by convention. Again, it's not going to be used, but this is just by convention. Okay, so let's plug it in. And of course the black wire, the ground. Okay, and plug it in. Good. Okay, all done. So simply snap the cover on. Okay. And we're done.